We are pleased to report that we have officially survived the second week of our no shopping challenge. Hi, we're the Provident Preppers.
2 weeks ago, we embarked on a challenge to live 90 days off of our stored food and what we can produce in our garden.
As you'll see shortly, this was a fantastic week for us. We went out of town from early Wednesday morning to late Saturday night, so our parents let us go out to eat, and we got to buy food to stock our refrigerator and our rented apartment because we were so far away. In reality, this was kind of a cheater week, but now we're back, so let the suffering begin anew.
Welcome to our report for week 2 of our 90-day challenge.
We frequently like to combine work and family time. And we had an amazing experience this week teaching at Brigham Young University, Idaho's Education Week. We were able to present 5 classes on various preparedness topics to an absolutely great audience. I am always amazed how much I learn when I come away from these events. This was my favorite part of the trip. I got to tour the Thomas E. Ricks Horticulture Demonstration Gardens. I love to gather ideas from brilliant people that I can implement in my own garden. One of the things I really liked about this garden was that they interspersed edibles throughout the landscape. You'll notice that they have planted vining squash right here in the middle of their walkways. It was beautiful. If you look really closely, you'll notice that this is an apple tree. What a beautiful addition to a landscape. You can do this in your own yard and make sure that you have food growing when disaster strikes.
Also in this garden, they had this really cool pizza oven. And so now that is my next task, or one of my next tasks on a long list, is to see if I can create some kind of a pizza oven like this that can very easily be used as a Provident resource.
We love to use our wood-burning stove during the winter months, but it's impossible to use it during the summer. It just heats up the house like crazy. But to have this outside as a social focal point, to have family and friends over and to cook and to still be able to use our wood, it's just a fantastic tool. So yep, on Johnny's to-do. These are the raised vegetable beds that are in that demonstration garden. I was amazed how productive they were in such a small place. And the instructor explained to us that everything is automated. No one has to be there to water it or to care for it other than to make sure it's okay and harvest as needed. I really like this cold frame. A gentleman in Idaho builds them. I didn't get his contact information, so I'm a little bit sad about that. But a lot of times with the cold frames, part of the problem is you have to move them out of the way during the growing season after they've done their job. But what they've done here is they just lifted the sides of the cold frame up and put it on cinder blocks so they can leave this in place year-round. And one more thing that happened while we were there, Jeanette gifted me with an emergency chocolate bar that she had purchased at the gift store. I suppose that my chocolate addiction is widely known and our friends are enabling. Perhaps they are a little terrified to see the monster I become when I run out of chocolate.
Here you see Benjamin with our apricot tree. So before we left, there were 2 of our trees that really needed to be harvested. And in spite of everything that we had going, we decided we better harvest those. And we made 28 quarts of apricot nectar. In our family, we love our apricot nectar. Now, our very favorite way to use that apricot nectar is with orange juice. But since our freezer didn't produce any orange juice this year, we have used this fruit drink mix.
And if you look, the fruit drink mix was actually from 2002, so it was getting pretty old in our storage, and yet it was still just fine. Another little tip for drinking apricot nectar, if you mix it with pineapple juice and Sprite, it is an amazing party kind of punch. It's just delicious.
We also learned that timing is everything. So we had harvested 2 of the apricot trees. There was another one that was getting close, but we decided to hold off on that. But we've had some really warm weather here. By the time we got back, there wasn't much left. The birds had started pecking them, and then after the birds peck them, the wasps move in and feed on them. As you can see here, there are still a few good apricots, but this bowl represents the entire harvest of that tree. Most of it was lost. Unlike the apricot trees, our root crops just kind of hang out in the ground till we're ready to harvest them. You can see here Benjamin and I went out and harvested some beets and carrots. They are continuing to be just absolutely delicious.
This is what we call our chicken bucket. It's funny because we're always careful with our resources, but now we're even more careful. Any kitchen scraps that we have go in this chicken bucket and are taken out to the chickens once or twice a day. As you see in the picture here, Jonathan is slipping the skins off of some of the beets. Every piece of any scraps that we have will go to those chickens and come back to us in the form of eggs. It's always sad when our black raspberries have finished producing, and before we left to go teaching, they were gone. And we were so sad because right at that time we had nothing left. But when we came home, Ben came running into the house with a handful of blackberries. And so now the blackberries are getting ripe, so we have another berry to take that place. And pretty soon we'll have raspberries too.
This is our report for this past week. As the kids have already mentioned, it was kind of a cheat week that we had already planned on. We'd already built that in. Now it's back to living the dream and living this challenge.
Living the dream or living the nightmare?
I think it's a dream come true. Here are some great resources we encourage you to look at. Google the Provident Prepper, 3-month supply of food, amazing peace of mind, also long-term food storage, best containers and treatment methods, and again our 90-day challenge, survive solely on food storage and garden. We hope you'll take a look at these resources. They are a wealth of information. You can also visit our website, theprovidentprepper.org.
It was incredible to go on vacation and be spoiled by deliciousness everywhere we turned.
And now we're back to our new reality. The next 10 weeks are sure to teach us some valuable lessons.
And now for the question of the day. What are you learning from your challenge? Comment below. Also, please note we are accepting donations of any kind, including chocolate, bananas, ice cream, and yogurt.
And thanks for being part of the solution.